Raise your fist to the air. Tunes brothers everywhere. Rockin' loud, feel the sound. Tunes brothers smashing ground. Whoa, rebels with guitars in hand. Raise your fist. Raise your fist. I wanna rock. There's a feeling that I get from nothing else, and there ain't nothing in the world that makes me go. Go, 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 go. Turn the back.
All right, mister, what do you think you're doing? You call this a room? This is a pigsty. I want you to straighten up this area now. You are a disgusting slob. Stand up straight. Tuck in that shirt. Adjust that belt buckle. Tie those shoes. Twisted sister. What is that? Wipe that smile off your face. Do you understand? What is that? A twisted sister pin on your uniform? What kind of a man are you? You're worthless and weak. You do nothing. You are nothing. You sit in here all day and play that thick, repulsive, electric twanger. I carried an M16 and you carry that guitar. Who are you? Where do you come from? Are you listening to me? What do you want to do with your life?
I want to rock.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore.
Okay, everybody, welcome back into Tunes Brothers. One of the greatest, what happened here? Scott left. One of the greatest videos that I have had seen, and probably still to this day, for funny movie type intros from the 80s. I had that thing memorized like Breakfast Club and Revenge of the Nerds. I still knew it to this day when I looked it up, but we've got the young brother. We've got Dave Down Under. We've got Man Booby Louie. Of course, Darren, DG, and Scott was with us. He just dropped out due to some technical difficulty, probably because he's still trying to live like teenagers on a cell phone and a Wi-Fi, which is just not a good idea. There's Scott. All right. So as soon as he pops his Chrome Dome back in here, we'll get to him. Darren, today we got Twisted Sisters, Stay Hungry. And what did you think about the experience?
All right, Twisted Sister, or as some people refer to them, the linebackers in drag. I know we talked about, well, we tried doing a show before that unfortunately was never aired due to technical issues. But I remember us talking about how just straightforward rock and roll it is. And I enjoyed the experience with Stay Hungry. Overall, I think there's just a couple of weaker tracks, but the rest is, like I said, straightforward rock and roll. It was a good listen, except for the production. And I think this was a same issue that I had with the previous album that we tried to review, is that some songs are just produced louder and some are mixed lower. And so I found myself having to turn it up or turn it down. But overall, like I said, this album's full of some anthem-esque tunes, crunchy melodic dual guitars. You really couldn't go wrong with it.
The young brother Tommy, what'd you think of the experience?
I thought this album was sinister. Really. I've never really heard much of Twisted Sister except for We're Not Gonna Tank It and I Wanna Rock. And knowing that they took a very long time to become remotely successful with some internal problems with Dee and the band himself. Other than that, it's an awesome fucking album.
Okay, Louie.
Okay. I got a little bit of who did we lose, Scott? We lost you.
No, Rob, he was frozen on my end for a moment.
Yeah.
My camera was frozen.
Well,
I gotta
anyway,
figure it out.
I saw Twisted Sister live back in 1979 before they became a household name in the world of rock or whatever. It was at a place in Port Chester, New York called Detroit's, where they would have bands play that had some sort of fame to them or whatever. And it'd just be a big giant room with a stage and you just stand on the floor to watch the show. And I was right up front and saw Deesnider. At the time, his hair was like a light brown and more like in a fluffy fro and not the long that you see since they've become known. And we could only stay for like a couple songs because it was curfew. You know, it was like my parents said, you got to be home by 12 or something like that. And they came out like a little after 10 and did a couple. They did like we saw them do 2 songs. Mark Mendoza did a bass solo, and we were afraid we were going to get our asses beat if we got home late because we lived about maybe a 20-minute drive away. So we left early. And then jumping to 1984, I was in Spain while I was in the military. And I went to the Navy Exchange looking for, because everything was cassettes back then. And I spotted Wasp, the first album. I saw Twisted Sister, the Stay Hungry album. I didn't know they had previous releases. I thought that was their first one. And I listened to them both. I said, this shit is cool as hell, you know? So that's pretty much the Twisted Sister thing going on with me. So that's all I got for now.
But you said you saw them in 1979 and you had curfew. Weren't you like 30 in 1979?
No, I was 18 years old.
Oh, all right.
Are you trying to tell me I'm 80 years old now?
Yeah.
Okay, Dave, what'd you think about the boys in drag down there in Australia?
Yeah, well, I mean, they were a bit shocking when I first saw them on MTV, but when you gave me this album to listen to, the first time I listened to it, I didn't actually think that much of it. As I've listened to it about 20 times since, and I change my list every time I listen to it, and I just changed it again about 20 minutes ago. It's a good album. It is a really good album. There's a couple of tracks that, just okay, but in general, I like everything on it.
Okay, the man, the myth, the legend, that is Scott. What'd you think, man?
Okay, are you all ready for this one? All right, go get you a beer or something while I'm talking. Okay. All right, Twisted Sister, man. I mean, a band that I heard the album before this one, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, and really dug, really liked them. First instincts, man, was a damn good rock band here. And this one came out in 84. And soon as I seen the video of We're Not Gonna Take It, I had the cassette either the next day or two. I haven't listened to this in its entirety in a long time, just like a lot of things and pretty much everything we do as far as listening to is a full album or CD. And I'm amazed again about how damn good this album is. It really is. And Darren hit it on the head when he said the production, because even then, the production on You Can't Stop Rock and Roll is way better than the production on this, but the production is low. And the production on this I don't know if it's their self-inflicting band you know, because after this, they totally destroyed their whole name and everything about what they had just conquered, dude. I mean, they were ready to set the world on fire with this next album after this. Like Def Leppard with Hysteria and Back in Black and on and on. They were there. They had started hitting that peak, man. So, but whoever's producing their damn albums, bro, it's a shame. But they did years later, and I cannot tell you exactly what year it is. They did put out another album where they redone this one, and it's called Still Hungry. They redo all these songs just like they are, produced freaking wickedly. But you ain't getting exactly the same vocals as you are in 1984, but it's still really good. They do an awesome job with it. But my take on this album here, I love it. I listened to it till the damn tape got eat when I got it the first time when I was 14. And I love it again. If this thing would have been produced with some high quality, maybe a little distortion, not so tinny and low, this would have been one hell of a rocking ass album. It was hard as hell for me, like Dave said. It was hard for me to rank these damn songs, bro. Again, I had trouble going back and forth, man. So, yeah, man, I love every song on here, every one of them. And they just had to fall somewhere. So, there you go.
Okay, yeah, my first purchase of this was the vinyl. There's a lot of vinyl that I got day of or shortly after back in my early teens. I'm just kicking myself for just treating like shit and throwing away and whatever. I always loved the band. I was kind of embarrassed for them with the look, but the videos were so hilarious that it kind of makes you forget it. But this was a band that was hard to defend because of that look. But nevertheless, I loved the album. I did not, now going back and listening to it again, I didn't remember Captain Howdy on here. Was this before or after his movie using the character Captain Howdy?
Before.
It was. So this is a precursor to it.
Well, then you Rob Zombie.
No. Dee Snider had one of the sickest goddamn movies way before Rob Zombie.
Oh, I'm thinking Captain Spaulding. My bad.
Yeah, you're thinking this Captain. He was a teacher that on the side was an absolute nut job, kidnapping teenagers. I mean, he'd string them up. Strange Ways. Strange Land?
Strange Land.
Yeah.
That was made
naked, raping them over and over. Of course, they wouldn't show that. That's the difference between Dee Snider having taste and Rob Zombie going over the top.
I'm watching that
But, I mean, making reference to where he'd have these girls strung up so long he'd run catheters in so they could use the bathroom and stuff. I mean, this is, fucking dick piercings. And this was a crazy, sadistic fucking back in the internet stalker chat room days type thing. So I didn't know anything about that till I saw the movie. So I never made the connection back then between this song and the character in that. But
that movie was 98.
98? Yeah, so way after. So, long story short, obviously these two songs that are put into one.
Robert Englund?
Yeah.
No.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yeah.
What'd you say about Robert Englund?
Robert Englund's in it.
What?
Yeah.
Kevin Gage, Robert Englund, Dee Snider.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, those three songs
they got a good
just
fucking
do
cast on this
nothing,
one.
to the memory for me. So that's probably why I didn't remember it. But like Darren said, like Scott said, there's, a couple of lesser songs, but it's a really good fucking album. It really is. Even the songs on the bottom are still listenable for me. It's just, like Scott said, like we always said, they got to fall somewhere. So yeah, overall, pretty cool album.
Are we separating Captain Howdy, Street Justice, and Horror Terror?
Well, Horror Terrier is just a pre-title to the other two songs.
So it's two songs.
It's just Captain Howdy and Street Justice. Port Terrier is not a song. It's just a,
It's part.
you know,
It's part of Captain Howdy.
yeah, just do that little
It's all
psycho
one.
thing and attach it to Captain Howdy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll have Captain Howdy basically and Street Justice.
Yeah.
You guys did
Trivia
separate
question.
those two?
We had to
Yeah.
separate them
I
because it
did.
made no sense to call it one
So I
track.
have 11
Oh.
instead of 9.
You should have only 10.
10.
Okay.
All right. Well, then let
Well,
me.
Then I got
Yeah,
it.
you could readjust a little bit. I try to tell them to let you know about it ahead of time.
That's all right. It
I got
really
it.
wouldn't change much.
No. Trivia
That's-
question.
All right.
Yeah,
Scott,
but
you're number one with a bullet on the screen, like always. So get us going.
Okay, but I got a trivia question before. Where did Captain Howdy come from?
I don't know. Lewis?
The Exorcist.
You got
Yes.
it, brother. You
I
won.
was just going
a
to say
free
that. The
trip.
Exorcist.
You
That was
won
a
a free
character.
trip to.
Okay, explain,
Delaware.
because I haven't seen The Exorcist since I was a
Rick-
kid.
The little
Yeah.
girl Reagan,
It's
she
the,
calls the spirit that possesses her Uncle Captain Howdy, and it just takes over her and stuff like that. Goes off.
It's
So,
the
and
Ouija
it's
board,
from the
brother.
spirit board too. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it calls itself Captain Howdy to her through the spirit board and whatnot.
Yeah, Ouija
Okay.
board says it's Captain Howdy. There you go.
All right.
All right. Number
10.
10. This is a song that I've always. There's nothing on this album that I've never liked. So there you go. I still like it to this day. Street Justice, man, and it's a great song. It's about, it kind of fits into his movie in a way a little bit. Where a mob, something happens to a child or something, and the hell with the cops. The community's gonna have some mob justice, bro. The hell with the legal system. So yeah, man. Talking about being in a courtroom where the lawyer's sitting here saying you must set him free and all this bullshit, man. When they know what he's done, it's a damn song, man. It actually, give a tip to Twisted Sister for some damn good lyrics, bro. Not just your cheesy, anthem song here and there or whatever, but they pulled together some damn good lyrics on this album. So, yeah, man, Street Justice, great, good damn song. Got nothing bad to say about it. Number 10.
Tom.
My number 10 is SMF. I don't think it's a bad song, and there's nothing wrong with it lyrical wise or anything. It's just not my favorite on the album. So
Beautiful. Dave.
You're on mute, Dave.
Unmute, Dave. Oh, never mind. That's my fault. I got him on mute somehow. Okay, sorry.
Hello.
Dave. Go ahead again. Start again.
So my number 10, I agree with Scott, is Street Justice. Once again, it's a good song. Just has to fall somewhere, and unfortunately, it's there. Does anyone else think this album sounds more British than it does American?
It probably produced in England if I look up the history.
It sounds more like a British metal band than an American metal band.
I guess
I
I
don't
never
hear
really
that.
paid attention.
I don't know.
I'll post something in
I
the
don't
comments
either.
when this goes to YouTube. If I find
Okay,
anything.
man, booby.
Okay, first of all, when Scott said go get a beer, I have the weakest mind in the world. I see pizza commercials, I want to go get a pizza, whatever.
Okay, 'cause
I just
people
want
have
to
been
know.
people have been commenting on how you're always drinking out of a milk gallon jug. So
Oh, I love the way. So anyway, I was going to ask, did YouTube have a rule about alcohol consumption on a video?
drink all you want. Shit, Scott's hit a pinner on the show.
I'm
I don't give a
I'm
shit.
hiding it in my big Andre the Giant hand.
No. Scott was doing his best cheech on here on one of our episodes. I
Hey,
could care less.
do you
This is
remember-
for adults by adults.
Do you remember the WWF before they became WWE? They had that group of wrestlers called the Oddities.
Yes.
Giant Silva. I met
Mhm.
that dude. I went up, I talked to him, and he was leaving the WWF that day. But I happened to run into him, big dude, and he had the biggest hands I've ever. His fingers were literally the size of bananas. I went and shook his hand. My hand disappeared in his like mine was a baby hand. And I, oh shit, this guy's gonna toss me. But anyway, getting back to Twisted Sister, I did select that. Like I said, it was hard for me to go through this list too, and I had to listen in a way that was like not to be prejudiced with what I already liked and what opposed I didn't like. And I did pick a popular song, "I Want to Rock," because compared to the other songs on the album, I think that one is a little bit like not as strong or as good as the rest.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could
Okay. DCG.
Hey, for me, my number 10 song, I went with Captain Howdy.
Okay.
For me, this was just it just didn't fit with the rest of it. I know that they played the two songs together. I thought Street Justice was a little bit better than Captain Howdy. I guess I feel it was more experimental than the rest of the album, and for me, it just didn't fit. It's not a bad song, but because I didn't think it fit with the rest of it, I put it at that bottom.
All right. My number 10, matching up with the young brother up there, I got SMF. Again, none of these are bad songs. That one I got the intro, kind of reminds me of AC/DC-ish type song. But overall, the rest of the song, well, it's okay. It's just kind of boring. I mean, it really just doesn't do nothing for me as far as, anything that stands out to keep it in the head humming the rest of the day type thing. So that's where it falls at number 10.
All right. You could literally say that this was probably one of the rare, if not, this is a horror album. I mean, it's like damn near a soundtrack to a damn horror movie almost. But anyway, number 9 is a great song because Dan, for putting Captain Howdy in number 10, you're gonna burn in hell. Love the song, man. What a freaking jamming song, dude. I mean, that's how good this album is to me, man. That's one of the high tempo songs on this album, cassette, whatever, man. My dad heard this song one day and he took the damn thing from me. He took my Back in Black cassette, my Twisted Sister cassette, my Motley Crue Shout at the Devil cassette. So yeah, man, this was one of them. When he heard the Burning Hell thing, he didn't like it too much. But I do love the song. It's a damn good song, and Dee's vocals. That's not, Dee's vocals are freaking insane, bro. Production shit or not, man. This guy sings his ass off. So that's my number 9, dude. It's got to fall somewhere.
Okay. Thomas.
Okay, with this song, I had to turn the volume up on my headphones for some odd reason. I don't know, maybe they weren't working properly or not, but my number 9 is Don't Let Me Down. It may have been the song or it may have been my headphones, but
it was the way it was produced.
Okay.
Production.
Well, because of that, that's my number 9.
Am I hearing a jet or something?
I was gonna say, who's living in World War II England? I hear a fucking bomber coming in.
Should I dive underneath my couch?
It's those
Okay,
spirits
Dave.
on our damn channel.
I think an aeroplane went past my place, so
Okay.
Yeah, that's gotta be it.
maybe that's what you heard. My number 9 is SMF. Once again, it's a solid effort. Got nothing against the song. It just has to fall somewhere, and that's where it falls.
Okay, that brings us to Louis.
All right. I remember having the cassette, and it seemed to be evenly balanced with the volume throughout when I had mine. And I listened on the internet because I couldn't find like just one video has like all the songs, and they seem to be pretty consistent through there. So the song I chose for my number 9 is like it's a good song, but I'm not crazy about one song and the next one were interchangeable. But I decided just to choose the price because I'm not much for ballads or even power ballads. Because to me, I equate power ballad with power walking and power lunch.
Cut him out. Edit him out.
Wow, I think he's doing this on purpose now. All right.
So number 9, the
9.
price.
Number 9, a couple of you have already talked about, and that's the song Street Justice. I did like this one just a tad bit more than Captain Howdy. But overall, it's I think it's one of the weaker tracks, and obviously a couple people agreed since they had it at their number 10. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. I've already talked about the Captain Howdy version. So number 9 is Street Justice.
Okay. Right on with Dayron. I got Street Justice. Okay. I'm taking the opposite approach. I find obviously on this list Captain Howdy to be more appealing. Street Justice still cool. I'm glad Lewis said to separate him because this made no sense for these two songs to be meshed together. They're not even remotely similar as far as tempo and attitude. So
They're not, but it completes the story, right?
yeah, I know, but I don't read, so I don't need a story.
Yeah, I guess
All
that
right.
makes sense. I've never known.
I mean, the Elder. There's not a song on the Elder that if you hear it by itself, isn't you don't need to listen to the whole Elder to complete the story. Each song is just what it is. I don't like this. I never liked it. Where it's very rare that I've heard songs that literally are two songs in one without a silence or anything. But unnecessary to me. Street Justice number 9.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to in your free time when you're not doing your listening or homework for this channel. You're going to have to listen to the Still Hungry production, and it kind of the music brings these songs to life. So
Yeah, I didn't even know about that till you mentioned it, so I'm definitely curious.
yeah, man, it was evident. It's been a while back, around 2000 maybe, or maybe a little after when they done it, because I know it was before their drummer passed away. So it was the original band playing this whole album again in the studio. So
we're all close in age with the exception of Tom. Let me ask you other elder statesmen here. Are you like me and you can clearly fucking distinguish and break down 70s, 80s, and 90s music, but once it hits 2000, it's like 2000, I'll say is a new band, and Darren will call me out on it. Well, they've been around 25 years, but to me, 2000 till now has just been like all one big mesh of shit with a few sprinkles of nuggets here and there, but there's nothing that says this is the music of the 2000s. This is the music of the 2010. It's all kind of been the same with little slight variations versus 70s, 80s, and 90s all having a distinct sound.
I think it's because of streaming.
Yeah. What's that, Dave?
I agree.
I think it's because of streaming.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell it is, but to me, once 2000 hit, music really hasn't changed.
See, the thing is, everybody out there now can hear every bit of music. So, to me, back to the 70s, 80s, 90s, you had to buy it to hear it.
Yeah, I guess that might have.
Now everyone can just hear it, so it's just everything just starts to sound the same now. People are just repeating.
And And for Scotty, I looked it up.
And
Still
Miss-
Hungry was 2004, so that's 20 years.
Okay, yeah. All right, that sounds about right. And it's good. You guys, just like I said, when you get a chance, jab at some of those songs and see what you think. It's technology too, man. You know, 70s to the 80s was a quantum leap. The 80s to the 90s was a quantum leap, man. And of course, technology just keeps going. It makes things sound so much better, but it puts more on the bands to have to produce that sound live.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Number
eight, Scott.
Number 8 is I love the song, so there you go, man. I can't say much about it. It's the title track, Stay Hungry. Feel the fire. He sings his ass off on this one too, man. This is probably the one where he really is non-stop singing. And there's another one on here where he sings really good, and how the hell he don't get tongue-tied doing it. It's amazing. I just wonder how many takes it took, but Stay Hungry is a damn good song. And then here we go again. Broken record. The production is, these are great songs. It just sucks that the production has to put a damper on them. But Stay Hungry is awesome. So that's my number 8.
Okay. Tom.
My number 8, I hear on my playlist all the time because I have it on there. It's an anthem. It gets me pumped. It's We're Not Gonna Take It. I also love the music video. It's hilarious and it's classic. Like Rob, I could also repeat that thing word from word.
Awesome. Dave down under.
Yeah, number 8, I've got I Wanna Rock. I mean, it's been played to death. It just repeats itself a little bit too much. I mean, I think he wants to rock. I think that's pretty obvious. But yeah, look, it's a good song, but like I said, it's just so repetitive in the end. I could listen to half of it, and that's all I really need to listen to.
Wow, you guys are really everybody's in a little bit different
Douchebags.
Right. Yeah.
Man booby.
Man booby Louie. Okay. Trilling off of Down Under's I Wanna Rock thing. Not the same song, but I used to play that. We'd play it in the military and stuff, you know, on our, you know, barracks and stuff. And I played that song and somebody knocked on my door and he handed me a rock. But I chose another anthemic song. To me, it's kind of like the video is awesome. The song is very good, but We're Not Going to Take It is another song that I chose at number 8 because I don't know, because I like the other songs even better. So that's why I landed at number 8.
Okay.
All right. On my list, and Scotty wouldn't see you later. At number 8, I put The Beast. It's a heavy stomper, and I don't really have anything against it. It's just, again, it falls short of the rest of the album. There's really nothing on this album that I would trash by any means. So The Beast is number 8.
Rob, you're slipping.
Why?
Tommy and me picked the same song. Tommy and I picked the same song. I should say.
Motherfucker, I'm old. All right. Number 8 for me is the first part of the 2-part, Captain Howdy. I love the call out to Psycho in the beginning. I think that is cool. It's got really nice melodic leads through it, but it's just, again, nothing special for me anyway. To me, that whole 1-2 punch there could have been replaced with just one complete song. And we're still waiting on Scott. So anything you guys want to add about anything?
Oh, Yeah, I could say something.
Okay.
Just thinking about that garbage that Gene Simmons says about people downloading music and all that destroyed the record industry. No, Mr. Simmons, I know you're not going to be watching this, but somebody might be watching this that knows somebody else that knows you. Get this straight. The stuff went down because of the automobile industry. They took CD players out of the cars in whatever year that was. And if you got no reason to have a CD in the car, there's a lot less chance you're going to go buy CDs and just have subjected to the satellite radio that they give you in the cars and all that stuff. And that's why the freaking record sales dropped. Nothing to do with a few people downloading, some songs or some albums.
And for
Yeah,
me,
goddamn it.
not only that, I mean, I don't disagree with that take, Louis, but also I got tired of buying CDs that had one or two good songs on it. You didn't find that out until after you spent $15-20 on it. And then what were you going to do? If you took it into a record store or music store and wanted to sell it, they'd give you $2 or $3 for it. It's like, then I might as well fucking keep it and use it as a coaster. I mean, and so that pissed me off, right? So I would still buy music, but I would download it first, try it out, and if it was worth buying, I'd go out and fucking buy it.
First
If
of
not,
all,
I would take those one or two songs and burn it on something.
LimeWire ruined it for me. Burning
well,
CDs and LimeWire.
I tell you, there are so many things that contributed to the downfall of the record company. We could have a whole video on it, which I would be more than happy to do because I've got a lot of takes that nobody ever talks about. But the problem with Gene and his stupid argument is it's 2025 and he still cites that of why the record industry is dead. This goes way beyond Napster. I have a whole take on that. But the bottom line is I never thought of that. Yes, you take the ability, because what they do, right? You had an AM, FM, 8-track radio. Then you had to rebuy everything because let's face it, unlike the numbnuts, sorry Gen Zers out there, with their fucking driving around with their goddamn earplugs in and fucking listening to their stupid phone while they drive, which is extremely unsafe. We listen to most of our music in the car, not fucking anywhere else because we were never home. We lived life outside, Gen Z. So then you had to rebuy everything to cassette. Then they come out with CDs. And then for a while you had cars that had CDs and cassette players if you were fortunate enough to get a mid to upper level car. And then it went to just CDs. And now you can't even fucking get a CD player in a car. You can't even get a CD-ROM in a fucking computer anymore. So you were constantly rebuying the fucking media over and over again. And we finally just said, fuck you. If I can go out and I already paid you once, in some cases twice, if I have the vinyl and the cassette, fuck you if I'm going to keep doing this. It's no different than the DVDs when they came out with HD, then they came out with Blu-ray, and then they were going to have Red Ray and all. It's just a constant recycle to fucking pull money out of your pocket. And about time the fans or consumers said, you know what, screw you. Yes, Gene, it is okay for me to say you've made enough money. So don't give me that. Who are you to say? I'm me, and I'm saying it, so go fuck yourself. You've made enough money. You've made it on 8-track, album, cassette, and CD. If I want to download it now instead of buying it for the 5th time, I'm going to do that. And if I can get it for free, fucking A, I'm going to do that. How many goddamn times do you need to be paid for the same goddamn album? I'm done.
Classic Rob.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So, number 7 to Scott.
Number 7.
Have our turns changed?
Who was on when I disappeared?
What was that, Lewis?
Have the turns changed that Darren will go after Scott because where
was everything? Every time Scott leaves, it fucks up my whole order.
You got to switch.
Young brother and I need to be switched. Everything else is fine.
And I want to add one thing to the Gen Z thing.
Go ahead.
When I was a kid, I had an MP3 player and a CD player. I went outside on a swing set and listened to my music. I wasn't inside.
Okay, so Tom's the rare exception. Okay,
and
Scott.
my car has a CD player. Fuck you, Gen Z.
You driving something from the 80s or what? I mean,
2014 Nissan Vertra.
all right.
Okay, sorry, Scott.
No, that's okay. I was just saying, when I went out this time, it wasn't like the rest of them. All of a sudden, you guys were robot talking and freezing, and it just went fucking black. So I don't know what the hell happened this time. But anyway, what did Lois pick on his number 8?
We're not going to take it.
Okay. All right, number 7. One of the heaviest songs on here, as far as not tempo, is I'm talking about just raw ass, just heavy chords. Good drums, the sound's good. Actually, one of the best sounding songs on here, and it's The Nature of the Beast. Great song. I mean, literally. The damn chorus is good. I mean, the dun 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 dun. I mean, it's a damn jamming tune. Nothing wrong with it. I ain't got really much to pick at on this album, man. I mean, just putting them in order is basically what I was doing, and that was hard enough as it is. But I love the song. Got no problem with it. So, The Beast, number 7.
Number 7, Tom.
Number 7 is Horror Terror Captain Howdy. I love horror. I like to watch it from time to time. I can sleep with horror on, and I like the story. And now, because I know about that movie, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, it's. I won't say it's a great movie, man, but it's fucking unsettling if you think about. You got to put yourself back in that time, right? We all lived it. There was a time where every town pretty much had a local chat room, and you go and meet people, hookups, whatever, and it doesn't always end well. It's a lot like the what do they call that? What's that website that has you can classifieds and meet people and everything? It's legendary.
Tinder and shit.
No.
Craigslist.
Craigslist, like the Craigslist killer.
Well,
Except this was much easier, right? Because it was people right there in your town in a chat room you could live chat with. I remember our first internet provider was called Grand Central Station. And when you log in, it wasn't AOL. It was before all this. It was basically my town's server for a chat room. And you'd log in and go through all the dial-up, right? And then it would fucking play the X-Files theme, which is how I got addicted to it going forward. Not the show, but that theme. And then you're in. And then you just fucking peruse people in your fucking surrounding area that are there waiting to chat. I mean, it was cool, but it also set up a lot of horrible shit.
That's where you met all those dudes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I went from bi-curious to flat out flaming.
Flaming?
Okay, Dave, number 7.
Don't know how to follow that. I've got a 2014 car too, and it has a CD player in it too, so they do still do it.
Okay.
Number 7 for me is the opening track, Stay Hungry. I think it's a great track, great way to open the album. I love that little echo effect on the guitar. Yeah, just there are 6 songs I prefer, but this is a great track.
Beauty. Lewis.
Okay. I was going to say something else, but hopefully I'll remember on the next go around. I chose Don't Let Me Down. I think that's a pretty good song coming off of, I forget what the previous track was on the album, but I just think it's a good tempo song. And I just enjoy it for what it is. So number 7, Don't Let Me Down. I wish I had a story to go with it, but I don't.
All right. And lucky number 7. This is where I put SMF or Sick Mofo. It has that repetitive. Wait, is this the one that has? Yeah, too repetitive of a chorus. It's not a bad song. The solo is actually really good. But overall, there's songs that are just better. Not according, I guess, to Man Boobs, but Sick Mofo just doesn't cut it. I know it's a fan favorite. It's kind of one that the fans like to chant along with. They end a lot of their shows, their live shows with this song, but I sure as hell wouldn't want to wait around to hear it. I mean, compared to some of their other tunes. So.
Okay, I got a take on that though. Is it popular because it's a good song, or is it popular because at the time it was cool to say fuck in a song and express it as a teenager? And I think it's more the shock factor. It is a good song. I just think it's more the shock factor of why this was so. You got to realize in the 80s, the more you could piss your parents off, the better. And the more, shocking you could be, the better. So anything that swore or had naked chicks on it or whatever was immediately deemed cool. So that I'm sure that played a factor in its popularity back then. I don't know.
Most likely.
Number 7 for me, you guys have talked about. I don't know if anybody has. So Lewis, if I didn't ring the bell or I am not about to ring the bell, remind me. Don't Let Me Down. Good song. I love the chorus on this. I really love the chorus on this song. We're getting up to that territory where this album is becoming really fucking good for me.
SMF is the rallying cry of the fan club, you might say. The fan club's called Sick Motherfucking Friends of Twisted Sister, and that's probably why we got so popular, because it was like the song for the fans of the band.
There's a Twisted Sister live. I had a cassette, and it was obviously after Stay Hungry because it had these songs on it. There was a breakdown in the middle of one of the songs. I don't remember which one it is, where deesnider, Paul Stanley could have took a lesson from. He had an awesome fucking stage rant while the drums and the bass are playing, saying, I want everybody to, jump in the air. And he says, why should I jump in the air? Everybody will laugh at me. And he said, well, if they laugh at you, kick them in the fucking face. I mean, it's just a fucking hilarious fucking stage rant that he has in the middle of a song. I just love it.
Yeah. Live at Hammersmith, 1994.
Okay. Scott, number 6.
I've got this concert right here, the Stay Hungry concert, still on VHS, and it actually came out of a video rental store that my sister worked at back in the day. And what you just said, he says on that. He said, anybody, he said something about, the guy that thinks he's cool standing beside of you don't want to do it with his Iron Maiden t-shirt on or some shit like that. He said, he laughs at you. He said, smash him in the fucking face. I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And a great concert too, bro.
Yeah, it was. If that's the one I heard, man, they sounded fucking fantastic.
Yes. All right, number 6 is the big hit that I still love to this day. I guess the reason it dropped to number 6 is probably a little wear and tear over the years, but I still hear this song, and I still don't skip it when it hits my playlist, and I still like it, man, and I always will. But we're not going to take it, man, and as much as I played it back in the day, and you would think, or I would think, that it would be kind of like Rock and Roll All Night or something to me by now, but it's not got that bad yet. So I still like the song a lot, but it's number 6 now.
Tommy boy.
All right. This song, like was mentioned before earlier, getting the bad guy off the street. Number 6, Street Justice. Good song. I like the concept of it. It's rather slow, but that's it.
Hey,
Number 6 for me is my Viagra song from this album. It's Captain Howdy. This is the one that grew on me the most. First time I listened to it, limp, didn't like it, but every time I listen to the album, this gets better and better and better. It'll probably be number 1 in a couple of weeks, but I just like the theme of the song. I think they do a really good job.
okay, Lou.
Okay. I liked, number 6 is SMF. I just like the beat, the pace, the going, and all that stuff. And it's just something about the song is like not quite, obviously not at the top yet, but it starts to. This is like where things start to get a little bit stronger, in my opinion. And that's all I got to say. I'm sorry, I'm not interested with some of these songs, but I can't make up stuff. I just placed SMF at number 6, and that's all I got.
All right.
Okay, Darren.
For me, songs 6 through number 2, these easily could have been 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, and 2E.
In the good way.
In the good way, yes, because these are the songs that I know and, of course, like the most. But you got to put them somewhere, and even after multiple listens recently, I'm talking at least 10 times I've listened to this album in the last couple of days. It's Stay Hungry. I think this song is catchy. I mean, it's super simple. It's catchy. And to me, I feel like this is a song that you've heard before, and not in a bad way. I mean, when it first comes on, it's like you can connect with it immediately and say, this is pure rock, such a good tune. And I think it's a great song to start the album. So, but I had to put it at number 6. Some of these just slightly would have edged it out. So Stay Hungry.
Okay. Number 6 for me is The Beast. This is a wicked intro. The rhythm in this has just got a killer groove, but the thing that stands out to me more than anything is the drum sound is very big in this song, and I fucking love that. I hate when the drums are pushed into the fucking background. Maybe that's why I love Creatures of the Night so much, but I immediately noticed, holy shit. I mean, my speakers were thumping more. It just had that feel that kept you moving. Just a cool fucking wicked song.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder why in the hell they didn't produce the whole damn thing that way.
I don't know.
Now I've got to say something. Lois has got a nickname on here now, and it is Forrest Gump, because when he says something, he's to the point, and he says, "That's all I've got to say about that." And there you go.
Gump sat alone on a bench in a park. His name is Forrest. He would casually remark, waiting for the bus with his hands in his pocket. He says life's nothing but a bunch of chocolate. I jump, he's gump, he's in his.
You go, Lois. All right. Number 5. We're in the top 5, and it gets better as it goes, but I like all this stuff, but yeah. And it's a song that I did not really care for pretty much most of my life until I guess maybe the last few years, and especially this go around. It really stood out to me. It would have been last if we'd have done this thing 10, 20 years ago. It's Don't Let Me Down. Wow. The freaking verses in this thing, man. The chorus is awesome too. And the change up, bro. The change up in the song is awesome. I mean, I never paid attention to none of that. I don't know what the hell. I must have been high, I guess. But a great song. He sings it so great. I mean, there was some work done behind these songs, it sounds like to me, man. And this album came out not long after their second album came out, you know? I just wonder if there was a lot of leftovers or something, man. I mean, they don't sound thrown together. These songs don't, not to me anyway. But anyway, great song, man. I'm starting to love it more and more as time goes on. Damn good song. Don't Let Me Down. Number 5.
My number 5, I listened to while in class. I'm not joking. I Want to Rock.
Nice.
And not just the CD version, but the music video version. So I would sit there and listen to the whole acting bit and then the song itself while the teacher is doing a lecture of math problems, and I'd just be sitting there like,
Was you drawing a TS on the textbook?
no, I was showing kiss symbols of Paul Stanley's face and
Okay.
the
All
Ozzy
right.
logo with his little creature thing with the Ozzy cross, and
That works.
possibly my own lyrics.
All right, Famunda Dave.
Number 5, I agree with Scott. Is Don't Let Me Down. Great song. This is one of those ones that sounds a little bit different to the other songs on the album. I think 3 hours ago it was number 2. So it's lost ground in the last few hours, but it's a great song. Everything from here is great. So just falls at number 5.
Before Louis goes, I just want a public service announcement here. Darren has brought this to my attention in a previous podcast. For all of you who may be wondering, Dave is under witness protection, which is why there is never any light on him, but the background is brightly lit. I'm working on getting him the voice disguiser, but he's safe.
Hey, and don't
It
let
just
and
came
don't
off
let
an
me,
episode of 2020.
Don't Let Me Down. Wouldn't that be the best Viagra song?
We're not sponsored by Blue Chew, I promise.
Yeah, no sponsorships here, people. This is all just fun.
Yeah, it's
But
all
all
just
you,
fun. So, everybody, I'm okay.
Did Dave give his number 5 yet?
Yes.
Yeah, I've done my number 5.
He's got his voice changer rolling. You need the deep one.
Oh, hang on.
Gotta sound like this.
Gonna sound like this. Anyway, is it my
I don't
turn?
know. How's that sound? Oh, that's a bit cavey. Isn't it?
Echo.
Ooh.
Go ahead, Lewis. It's your turn.
Okay. Great song. Does start off the album. A lot of good energy with the song. It has a very positive message. Stay hungry. Number 5.
That's all you got to say about it?
Yeah, I mean, what
Is
can I
life like
say,
a box
you
of
know?
chocolates?
Like a box of chocolate.
All right, well, ring the bell because Famunda Dave and Scotty G and I agree that Don't Let Me Down is number 5. I've always liked this song. Great
Which
use
one?
of the double bass. What?
Which song?
Don't Let Me Down. It was Don't Let Me Down. I think this was a fitting song to be placed after The Price. It kind of like reawakens you to the overall theme of the album. I love the I love the melodies. I love the vocals. It's a great song. I had a hard time putting this at number 5, but like I said, I can't say anything bad about it.
Okay. My number 5 is going to be the epic theme hit anthem. We're Not Gonna Take It. Arguably gained more popularity over the last couple of years for being used like We Will Rock You or whatever at sporting events and commercials and everything else. I always, when I think of this song, think of that intro. To me, that was one of the greatest. That should have been in an 80s movie. But it's just an epic anthem. The chorus is amazing. It's got one of the best Twisted Sister melodic solos I've ever heard them do. And of course, you got the Perfect 10 breakdown with just the chanting and the drums. Just a great song. And like Scott said, this is not, I want to throw up when I hear it like I want Rock and Roll All Night, right? For some reason, maybe it's because Rock and Roll All Night's got 10 years on it. Talk to me in 10 years, but right now I don't get that way with this song.
Especially with the live version. Oh God.
Yeah, God, I hate that fucking live version.
I like that live version.
It sounds like he's stuck in helium over there, man.
He's sucking something.
Yeah.
That's why I'm,
Don't
that's
call
why
him
I'm
down
down
under
under.
for nothing.
Exactly
Get out
right.
of the shadows, brother. Number 4. I Wanna Rock. Great song. I know it's repetitive, but this is a good repetitive right here. This one don't bother me at all. I love the video. Rebellious as you can get. You know, you're in high school, man, and spraying the damn teachers with water, and he's hitting his head on the diving board and all kind of shit. Even a damn, I mean, that anything can happen in a metal video. A damn butterfly can literally push down some TNT and blow you to hell. So, great song though. This is the song that I was talking about earlier. That his lyrics, man, he's really spitting them lyrics out. I mean, very, very, very fast. But it's making sense, and he's doing a spectacular job of it. And I just wonder how many takes it took to get that like that. And I just wonder how many times live he messed up singing this song. I mean, that is very just on point, very quick with the lyrics. But it works, it makes sense. It's a great damn tune, a great anthem, and I've always liked it. So, number 4.
Okay, my thing cut out. What was all that, Scott?
You'll have to,
Just
you'll have to
bullshit.
watch the video to get all that, and brother, I
Okay,
want to
Tommy.
rock, not I want to rock. I
Yep.
want to rock.
There you go.
My number 4, The Beast. Very dark and sinister. One of the dark and sinister songs on this album I like. Would make your mother want to toss it, or your grandmother want to toss it out the window and say you are not allowed to listen to this crap ever again. So that's it.
That's all he's got to say about it.
That's all I've got to say about that.
All right, witness protection, Dave.
No, back to normal now.
Okay.
Number 4 for me is We're Not Going to Take It. Don't know what else you can say about this song. Great anthem, huge hit here. Probably responsible for all the album sales, I'm sure. Yeah, it's just a good, solid rock anthem. That's all I've got to say about that.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Louie.
Okay, song "Welcome to the Abandoned Land," "Burn in Hell," baby. That was a song that people said like, "Oh, it's satanic" and all that. When it was a message of no, don't do bad, so you don't go to hell, and the whole message there. But those PMRC people had to take their stupid point of view. But I think it's a great tune, especially when I listened to it again, I thought the band was doing the backup, the refrain vocals, but I think just D overdubbed his voice to do the backup vocals for that song also.
Okay.
It's Darren's turn.
Hello, young little person.
Yeah.
I can't hear you guys. Can you
What?
hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Who is he? Did you?
Hey, put your earphones on your ear.
You blacked out for a second.
Yeah, you went out and came back in.
I really had a blackout. Blackout. Really had a blackout.
I know this one. Hold on.
He is a bald dumbass.
He can hear us. We just don't hear.
Can you hear us now, Darren?
Yeah, but
now we can't even hear you, Darren.
What'd you do, man? What'd you do? At least it's not my fault this time.
Maybe he's got to go out and come back in again.
Now I can hear you.
All right. What happened? All right.
All right.
I have no idea what you guys had at number 4, the last 3 of you.
Mine was Burning Hell.
All right. Well, then I matched up with Man Boobs, number 4. Burning
All right.
He finally got something right.
Yeah.
I think he was
Believe me,
reading
the
this
rest
list
of mine are going to be
backwards.
all wrong.
All right. No, gloomy intro that morphs into a more aggressive attack. I think this song has one of the most recognizable choruses on the album. I think it's great. I've always enjoyed this song. I believe that this video was shot in a junk or like a trash yard, I think. For Burden. No, you're shaking your head, Scott.
They didn't make no video for this, did they?
Nope, I never saw one.
That's
Only a part of it's in the Pee Wee Herman movie where they're all on a car at the studio in Hollywood.
Yeah.
But I don't think they ever made an official video.
All right. Anyway, it's number 4, Burning Hell.
There you go.
Okay. Number 4, I'm quite surprised this song has been so far down on a few of your lists. Stay Hungry. To me, this song has got a cool groove and a really memorable kind of battle cry chorus. I always loved this song. In fact, some of these songs I would argue are better than the 2 they released. You can't argue with the success of I Wanna Rock and We're Not Gonna Take It. Obviously, both great anthems, but man, there are some really good, well-written songs on here that I think are better.
Me too. I agree.
Would they have sold as singles though?
Probably not.
Okay. This is number 3. And this song here is about Dave and his Viagra jokes. You're a sick MFer, man. I love the song. I love how this comes in. Black sheep of the family. I mean, this is awesome song, man. I mean, the whole vibe, even the change up with the lead and everything, man. They really pull off some good musicianship in this album, man. You know, and that's not something that they've ever been,
Accused of.
for. Yeah. I mean, and they really do. If you just pay attention, to everything that they're doing, they're not, popular for their change ups and stuff, man. But this album here, and I didn't even recognize it all these years, man. Headphones has done absolutely amazing things for my listening experience on all of these albums, man. Things that you think like the back of your hand. You might not know as well as you think if you really pay attention to a lot of it. And that's what I've been doing, and I'm really enjoying it. Great song, SMF. And of course, when I first get it, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay, SMF, whatever. They know what they're doing. It rocks. There you go. But
okay, before Tommy goes, I'd be remiss if I didn't do the Tunes Brothers version of FEMA and ask for donations to get the heat back on in Scott and Tommy's homes. You could see clearly They're cold. They've got their winter beanies on, while the rest of us are sitting, you know, in our warm home. Go ahead, Tommy.
Do you have a GoFundMe so we can get your heating back on?
No, but I do now. Thanks, Rob. Any help with the electric bill I can get, that'd be great, folks.
Good job.
Number 3, stay hungry. Appropriate way to actually stay hungry is my number 3.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Yep. That's the bottom line, man.
Box of chocolates.
All right, Down Under.
First of all, when you're dating 60-year-old women, Viagra is not a joke. Number 3 for me is The Beast.
Hell no. I agree, brother.
I think it's got a great Sabbath sound to it at the beginning. It's a really heavy catch song. This one was a surprise for me. The first time I heard it, I thought it was The Beast.
The Beast.
Okay.
First time I heard it, I thought it was shit, but shit has risen to the top.
It's floating in the pitch pool.
Now I remember what I was going to say. My it's water jug, milk jug, whatever. This is my answer or rebuttal to Marco Rubio when he took that drink from that little bottle. I go, man, that's so weird. But this is how you take a water break.
You tell him, Lois.
Oh. All right, Forrest. What's your number 3?
Hey, ring that bell with Dave the Beast. That song has risen further up than what I would have a long time ago. And just can't say, you know, that cool opening, the thing, the slow, the sinister sound. It's got it all there. You know, I would love if Twisted Sister just did an album of sinister songs. You know, one of my favorite songs, I forget if it's on Under the Blade or You Can't Stop. I think it's Under the Blade. Destroyer. I love that song. That was like a song about the Terminator before the Terminator was even made. So The Beast, number 3.
All right. Dayron.
All right, number 3. I think a lot of you have already talked about this one, and overplay or not, we're not going to take it is number 3. This song, I think, is once you've heard it, you won't ever forget it. Definitely an anthem that fit well with Dee's testimony before Congress for the whole PMRC bullshit and the censorship. I mean, I think he was, you know, a good voice for that fight. And the last thing I want to say is about this is just fuck you, Tipper. If you're still alive, you cunt. Fuck you. We don't want to take it from you. But yeah, it's still number 3 for me.
Yeah, and it was quite impressive to see Deesnider sitting there in, you know, street clothes in front of Congress. It was just a sight to see. If anybody has never seen it, just YouTube it. It's quite, you know, just an interesting view. My number 3 is the second. What's that?
I said, I love how they asked him what his fan club stand for. And he had to sit there and casually say it. And I'm watching it like, that's terrible.
Okay, my number 3, I think, is the better of the 2 anthems on here. I Want to Rock. I like this better way back then as well, just because it's heavier. It's more in your face. But again, it might be one of the top bands who can do an anthem. I mean, some bands have kind of wussy. It's Twisted Sister. I mean, look at their look before this album. They should have never went to the look that they did for this album, because their music does not project that loud glam, you know, outrageous. They looked better in jean jackets and jeans like street thugs. I mean, and their music reflects it. And I Want to Rock is that kind of angry anthem, and I just absolutely love it. And whoever that guy. I don't know if he was actually Native American or Indian or whatever, but he was always dressed like one, right? Like lead guitarist. I'm not saying he's a great guitarist because these solos are pretty simple, but this album, he's got a lot of very simple, beautiful melodic solos that really just tie the song together. So shout out to him. Sorry, I only ever knew deesnider and JJ French's name.
I think it's
so
Eddie Ojeda.
Okay. So yeah, shout out to him for his beautiful ear writing these licks. I Want to Rock, number 3.
Yeah, and whatever his name was, y'all just said it. Him and JJ kind of traded off licks, you know, on the leads and stuff too, man. And
the video
yeah,
for me
let's-
just
let's-
always seemed to show the guy in the red and black playing things. So
yeah, I think he played it on those 2 songs for sure, you know.
okay.
But before we get to number 2, let's take a second and realize what this band could have been. I mean, we're talking right after the release of this album, you know, before they go off into the fucking twisted idiot land that they went in before Come Out and Play came out. And believe it or not, that album sounds worse produced than this one. And because I bought it as soon as it came out, you know. And what they could have done if they would have kept the first 3 album direction with their music.
Okay.
I mean, we may be talking about a whole different band nowadays as far as their rise and their fame, because, and then not only that, we just got done talking about the PMRC hearings and all that. Yeah, Dee strolls in there all badass, you know, all leathered and denimed up and shit, man, and yeah, talking his junk, you know, with the sick MFers friends of Twisted Sister. But what does he do? He wants to sit there and glorify being straight, never been high, don't drink, and what else was it? He's married. He's a family man. That ain't what fans want to hear, bruh. I mean, what does that remind you of? A Gene Simmons behind the microphone, totally destroying his image to his fans of what he's supposed to be, you know, in the fans' eyes. He just went in there and opened his mouth, and right after that, man, is when they went down, bro. It's ironic in a way, but I've always said what musicians do on camera will affect their fan base, bro.
And that's actually disturbingly true. I mean, you want the message that, you know, Dee and Gene are preaching to be, you'd want your kids to follow their advice on how they're clean and don't do that shit. But you can't portray yourself as dangerous, which is why Kiss, which is why Motley Crue and Ozzy and Twisted Sister were so popular, because they were considered dangerous or evil. I mean, look at Slayer. Ain't not one of those guys ever been a Satan worshiper, but they got pentagrams and demons and shit all over their albums. People, kids at the time, and not like toddlers, but I'm talking teenagers, they wanted that rebel, that punk 2.0. They wanted the evil. They weren't going out and being Satan worshipers, but they liked it because it pissed their parents off. You don't want to come out like Gene, and I never heard Dee talking like that, so that's news to me. But preaching, oh, don't smoke, don't drink. Yeah, okay, great, that's good advice, motherfucker. But you're losing credibility as the dangerous rock star. So if you don't want to endorse it and you don't live that lifestyle, my opinion would be shut up and just don't say anything.
Right. And I don't know if he was ever preaching it to others as much as it was when he went in front of Congress. He was telling them that he doesn't drink, he doesn't do drugs, you know, never been drunk, never been high, that he is married, had kids. That
in that setting, it's completely fine because he's defending basically them looking at him and his music and his peers as worthless pieces of shit. And he's saying, no. don't paint us all with a broad brush.
Exactly.
In that setting, I have no problem with it. But Gene, every fucking interview, oh, I've never been high in my life, and I don't drink, I don't get drunk, and who smoke, you fucking stupid. You're pissing off 80 to 90% of all rock fans, especially in the 70s and 80s, got stoned, got drunk, smoked cigarettes, and got laid. That was their fucking lifestyle. So now you're up here, their hero, telling them that they're all stupid for doing what they're doing. And they may be killing themselves, but they don't want to hear that from their fucking idol.
Right.
No.
Save it for an
Nope.
after school special. I agree with Scott. Shut up and just be a rock star. Whether they do it or hell, lie if you have to. There's all kinds of frauds in this world. All these Satanist bands are frauds. They ain't Satanists, but they're pushing the image that they are.
Yeah, and look, they didn't ask him
metal
these
bands do
questions,
that.
neither, bro. I mean, he would just spit it out on his own. It's like, bro, that's none of nobody's business. Nobody's asking you this, man. You know.
All right, I got a couple. This is new that you guys are hitting me in the chat here. So, Eddie Fingers Ojeda. Okay. And according to deesnider, the 1970s Ojeda underwent throat surgery, which inspired the 82 Twisted Sister song Under the Blade. So thanks for all of that, Darren, our research man.
No
Yeah.
Where the hell did we leave off?
It's
I think
Scotty's
Scott's
number
got
two.
number 2.
He's got to drop his deuce.
Number 2, the deuce. The goose is loose. All right. A song that somebody just wiped their ass with, and I couldn't believe it. I think it might have been D-Bomb there. That's why I said he was going to burn in hell, I guess. Captain Howdy, man. This is spectacular. The horror intro, and they just start rocking, dude. And the way he sings this song is evil. Literally, the way he sings the song in the verses is evil, bro. That's all you can get out of that, the way he sounds. And it fits the hard, crunching music and the vibe of the song. And the chorus is awesome. Stay away from
Did you hit the
Captain
pinner?
Howdy. And if Captain Howdy was hanging out on The Exorcist, he is telling the damn truth. Stay away from Captain Howdy, brother. So, yeah, man, wicked song, bro. From start to finish, awesome.
I'll toke to that.
Yeah, hey. All right.
All right, Tommy.
My number 2 is more, to me, I found
Runny?
more sinister than The Beast is Burn in Hell. I like the sinister songs on this album. So
We're learning that Tommy's a very dark person.
sometimes.
Okay.
Famanda.
Number 2 for me is Hear No Evil, See No Evil. You're going to burn in hell. Exactly what Tommy said. Great sinister opening, and just love the whole feel of this song.
Hey, where'd Rob go?
He's
Oh my God,
behind
the
the
Scream
Ghostface.
guy. The Scream guy's invaded our video.
I think Scotty's gone.
He could only stab you with a pin, though, a little needle.
All right. Dave, were you done with
Love
your
the
thought?
Scream
Yep.
franchise.
All right.
Okay. This number 2 for me had my head scratching when Tommy mentioned it earlier, referring to it as slow. It's like the fastest song on the album, Street Justice. The pace gets up faster and faster, keeps going and going. The only thing you'd probably have to do is look up the lyrics, because sometimes you can't discern when he says he, they, or you in that song. And you have to know what he's talking about through each stage of the song as the song progresses. You know, it's a cool tune. It's got the cool, and with the part about that song, you know, as the sound just cuts off, that's the interpretation of the killer having the hangman noose around him, and his life ends at that moment when the music just stops. That's his life ending. From his point of view.
We got some sick motherfuckers on this podcast, apparently. You guys are really into the dark shit. I thought I was a horror fan. You guys are fucking ridiculous. All right, Darren.
All right.
You gonna tell me about someone being murdered too here? Or?
No. For me, it's one of the anthem songs, and I, like you, Rob, enjoy I Wanna Rock just a little bit better than We're Not Gonna Take It. It is the better of the two anthems on here. It's simple, catchy, just like We're Not Gonna Take It. You'll be singing along from the get-go. Always like this song. It would never replace the number one for me. So I Want to Rock.
The Billionaire in a Rubber Suit is better.
All right.
He's responding to Lewis holding up a Superman figure.
Oh.
I'm trying to make this look like Dean Cain. Did I do a pretty good job, or does it not look like Dean Cain?
I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
Superman on the Twisted Sister video.
Why not? Kiss had a Superman curtain to block their dressing room area back in the 70s.
There you go.
I would love to go
All
see
right, so it is my turn, number 2. Somebody on this list or panel took a massive crap on one of the best power ballads ever.
Louis.
The Price. This is an amazing fucking power ballad that comes out of left field from this band. Great melodic intro. Dee does such a beautiful job on the verse vocaling here, and the chorus is awesome. And again, that beautiful melodic cry solo by whichever one of the two guitarists played it. I've always loved this song, and this goes into me saying back when I bought the album, there are 2 songs on here that always came out on top of the 2 anthems, and it is my 1 and 2, and 2 is The Price.
Like I said, it's a power ballad.
I agree.
While taking a power walk to your power lunch.
Now you're doing a power dump in your that's not even your bathroom, is it? Where the hell are you?
It's my bathroom.
That was one of the, believe it or not, that was one of the first things that I noticed when he was watching one of my channels and made a comment and said, check out one of my videos. You know, Lewis is never shy about self-promotion. And I went and checked his video. It's like, is he sitting on the shitter?
I mean, who in the fuck has that kind of divider in their own shitter? I mean, that's like Applebee's. I swear to God, you're in a fucking Applebee's.
He's a serial killer.
Yeah.
Are you wearing pants?
That's where the bodies are hanging.
You know, the funny thing is, when I started doing my channel and everything, I started in my bedroom and all the stuff, and I had better lighting in here, and easier to sit and set up and everything. But the thing is, there were people just saying, like, dude, are you in the bathroom? I go, yeah. And they'll be like, man, you got to be the best YouTuber ever.
Are you wearing pants?
Of course.
Oh, to check in. You could be taking a dump for all we know.
No. There's no dumping going on when I do my videos or these.
Multitasking.
He's getting a blumpkin.
Don't stand up, brother.
Number 1, Scott.
Number 1, Scott. Yeah.
Number 1. And it is probably the first time it's ever been my favorite on here, but it's always been close. And Darren, I mean, Rob just spit it out, man. What a great fucking song, man. Not just how he sings it and the music, the message. It is awesome from front to back, man. One of the best songs Twisted Sister has ever put on wax or a CD or whatever, man. And not only that, live, the footage that I've seen, because, hey, guess what? I'll be seeing Deesnider this weekend.
No way.
Him it's right across the border in Tennessee, Johnson City, I think, Tennessee.
Is it that
Him, Lita
all-star show
Ford.
where he's got a bunch of big bands with him?
Yeah, Winger is going to be there. Lita Ford's going to be there. Molly Hatchet, I think, is going to be there. And damn it, somebody else. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be a good show.
So part of the show is a seance. I mean, if they're going to get some of that, someone that old showing up there and Molly Hatchet, that's got to be a seance.
Hey, it's funny. These are fly-in bands because I saw two of those at the last Rocktember last year, Winger and Molly Hatchet. I believe there's no or maybe one remaining member of Molly Hatchet. It's more or less a cover band.
Gotcha.
Is Scott incredibly louder now?
Yeah,
Scott's way loud.
Yeah, I think he's got a new producer on this last track.
Yeah, did you?
No, my son just called me and he thought I was picking him up. He was coming back from a wrestling tournament, but his mom's picking him up. So it seems like when I answer the phone, y'all get lower and I get louder. It's crazy, I know. But anyway, we're about done anyway. But the price is freaking wicked, dude. It's a great, and check it out on the Still Hungry. Let me know when y'all do check some of that out.
That's got
how much better you like the sound and the production on that one.
I don't remember, but
the price.
The price. Did that album has like 16 songs on it, right? Like 8 of them Stay Hungry and 8 of them are new songs. I don't think it's just Stay Hungry done.
Yeah, it had I think it's got like a bunch of bonus tracks on it too. I do believe it's got more than just.
Still Hungry.
That's the front of
16 tracks.
Yeah.
But this album is the first 10 tracks.
Oh, is it? Okay. Maybe that
first 9. It's the first 9. It's still the same. Stay Hungry. Yeah. We're not going to take it all the way through SMF at number 9.
Okay.
And then to me, it looks like 10 through 16 are new because I don't recognize the names of these songs. Never Say Never, Blastin' Fast and Loud, Come Back, Plastic Money, You Know I Cry, Rock and Roll Saviors, and Heroes Are Hard to Find. So.
Okay, Young Brother, number 1.
My number 1, honestly, I love the song, The Price.
Yeah, man.
Powerful power ballad. It goes straight on my playlist of power ballads.
Shoot him! Sorry.
No,
Down under the airport outside just drowned you out. Go ahead.
No, I said pretty much what I wanted to say about it.
Are you refilming Top Gun and he's buzzing the tower? What the hell's going on?
No, it's the Battle of Britain.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's the old planes, with propellers.
All right, Dave, number 1.
Just while we're on the horror theme as well, just an ad from the Australian Tourist Commission that they're going to release a new Wolf Creek soon.
Really?
He's
Interesting.
back. It's great for tourism.
Yeah.
My number 1 echo the thoughts of those two. The Price. I don't know why Louis thinks it's so bad, but
I think it was bad. Just
you thought it was pretty bad.
Louis got no heart. He doesn't like ballads.
Pretty much.
What's wrong with a great power ballad? It's just so well written. The lyrics
He literally shit his brains out earlier.
Yeah. Here come the planes again.
Well, maybe there's a time I would have placed it higher, but like I said, after re-listening throughout my life and everything and changing up and all that. Now, what I picked was for my number 1, because I was listening to it and there was a lyric in there that coincided with my personality, where he says, "Don't you think I'm wonderful? Say yes, you're on my time." Captain Howdy. That slow, the bump, 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 bump,
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice to see you all inside my dreamy little world. It's just like this perfect type, whatever it is. And normally that song used to be the song I would figure I was suffering through to get to Street Justice, because that had more energy and everything. But for some reason, this go around, Captain Howdy rose to the very top, and I love it so much because it is different. Is why I chose it to be number one and Sinister. Oh, and when you showed that video of Gene Simmons on Dr. Ruth, I'm looking at Gene, and I'm saying to myself, you know what? I think it's so cool. He has this goofy looking face. And then when he's in makeup, he becomes so different. It's like so cool to see the contrast. Like you would never guess that if you didn't Kiss didn't take the makeup off publicly and he's just walking around somewhere and you're just looking at him like, man, that guy looks like a doofus. Which is kind of like why Gene didn't want to take off the makeup. He says, I don't look like a rock star. I look like a dweeb. Please don't make me take it off.
Well, who should have really been petrified of taking the makeup off was fucking Vinny. He was ugly in makeup, let alone without.
It's amazing. When Vinny
I'm better
was
looking
with
than Vinny
Kiss,
Vincent.
when Vinny was in Kiss, when they did interviews, he sounded like a normal straight dude. But then you see him later, he gets all freaking emotional and feminized and weak and all that stuff.
Well, have you seen him in the last?
I think he's transitioning.
Yeah, he's transitioning. I mean, you couldn't tell that's a guy unless they told you.
All right. So, like I said, I stand on Captain Howdy being the unique, different song of the album. That's why it's my number one. And I'm done.
Derek.
All right. I don't mind matching up with Dave. I really dislike matching up with Scott. And I really question my own taste when I match up with Tom. But the price is number one on this album. Rather than some insipid puppy love song that Bon Jovi would have put out, these guys put out a tremendous power ballad. And it's not about love or breakups. This song I think is themed after life and the hardships that come with it, and then dealing with the trappings of fame. This song is top notch, start to finish. It's always been my favorite on here, more than the anthems. And hell, I even had a hard time putting Burning Hell at 4 because I've liked that song for a long time. But The Price is the number one song on here.
All right, The Price getting love. My number one has always been my number one since I bought the album, Burning Hell. This is up there to me with Accept's Balls to the Wall. That middle section there with the hear no evil, it's so fucking wicked. Absolutely love. I would put just that part of the song on a loop for fucking 10 minutes and just jam. I just love the way Dee delivers that. Again, more melodic leads. I love that evil intro to it. The voice he's using sounds like, a Vincent Price type thing. Just amazing song. But that breakdown, like I said, it reminds me so much of what they were doing with Balls to the Wall. That song from Accept, that middle part is my favorite fucking part with that monk-like fucking chanting. I love that kind of evil sounding wicked shit. So Burning Hell's always been my number one. Not even on this album. It's my favorite Twisted Sister song of all time.
Wow, that's very interesting right there. I've never heard that before. But who out of all of you guys thinks that, I believe it's his hair? I mean, Deesnider, have y'all ever seen him putting on a wig or heard that before back in the day? Now, he may have later years.
Look, he's still got it, man. In fact, he looks cool as fuck now that he puts it back in a ponytail and it's down and kind of straighter. If that's a wig, I'd be shocked.
That was the
Yeah, I don't
thickest
think
damn
it is.
head of hair I've ever seen.
He looks cooler now than he ever fucking did. I mean, he is aging well. He knows how to look like a badass on and off stage. Say what you want about him. I don't agree with his politics, but as a fucking rock star, man, he fucking gets it and he lives it. You're not going to go to a deesnider show with no jewelry and fucking just up there in a t-shirt and boring ass jeans. He fucking gets it, and I love it.
You know, the thing I was going to say about that, we'll call him the PMRC party that he somehow got Stockholm syndrome from, is that
It's true.
it's like I've kind of known this for a couple of years now, but I think they were trying to ruin the American male for their future, the future of that party. Because when you start to take away the metal from young teenage boys and give them crap to listen to, any extra boost of testosterone is taken away and they become wimps. And when you become wimps, you're susceptible to their agenda and everything else. And I think it was pre-planned to do that, to take away the balls of teenage boys and turn them into wimps and everything else. And that's why they didn't like that kind of music.
30, 40 years later, they fucking succeeded. It's called Gen Z.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soy boys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soy boy, whatever, all the terms. It just, you know.
All right, guys. Great fucking album from a great, and it's hard to use the word underrated with Twisted Sister, but in the grand
But they are.
They really fucking are. I think them and Quiet Riot, while they both had huge success for a brief time, are drastically underrated on what they did for this metal scene. Unbelievable. Deesnider, obviously, like I said, love him or hate him, he deserves all the credit in the world for fucking persevering through probably his own stupidity with the leader of the pack thing. But he has reinvented himself, or I don't know how to. I mean, he's still badass Deesnider, but he's brought himself back after all the you guys look like clowns and cheesy. You know how all hair metal basically got labeled cheesy, even if you weren't hair metal, if you had long hair, whatever. They went through it all, and he's still a badass motherfucker doing things. So props to Deesnider.
I don't remember all the songs on the follow-up album of Come Out and Play, but that opening track, Come Out and Play, is probably, unless I recheck it, it's like the best song in the whole album. That song's a killer track. So just for my own self, I got to re-listen. Now, I believe it was Tom. Were you the one that suggested the Alice Cooper album? Who had suggested Welcome to My Nightmare?
That was me.
Dave.
Okay.
And
I'm still listening to that. I just haven't gone down to, ranking the songs. But some songs are hard to separate from the other because one song talks about one thing and it takes over. The following song continues what they were talking about, with the Black Widow and Vincent Price and all that stuff, But,
which Cooper album?
Welcome to My Nightmare.
And
now, I'm the one that said the Alice Cooper Constrictor album. Now, I like Welcome to My Nightmare too.
Yeah.
That's
And I also
Cooper.
I did the Bob Seger one. I already got that one ranked. That was pretty semi-hard and semi-easy. 3 of the songs I liked, 3 of them I hated, 4 I was ambivalent about. So I just worked it out.
Which Seeger album?
Stranger in Town. That's the one that was.
I may set out the Seeger one. I'll be the one to take the low road on that one.
I might but not participate as a ranker for the Alice Cooper album, but just show up and just talk about stuff along the way about the different songs. Because I'm having a hard time to put that at worst to best. Because it is really a lot of connected stuff with that album. That one song has to do with something else and all that stuff, And I think Bob Ezrin produced that. I'm guessing. Not knowing.
He did. That's why Kiss got him for Destroyer.
Yep. What's that song called? Ah. Ah. I don't know where my Alice Cooper notes are.
Bill's still next, though?
Nothing, Louis?
Trying to figure out what I did with my Alice Cooper track.
All right. While you try to figure it out,
Yeah.
wasn't that Stairway to Heaven?
Yes.
All right. Before anybody suggests anything else, stop, because right now the next video is going to be Living After Midnight, the British Steel album from Judas Priest. That is next. I have on docket, which I haven't disclosed to any of you, and I won't until we get through British Steel and I've made decisions on what's coming up. Dave has suggested ranking all of the Kiss ballad songs, including stuff that's not really a ballad, like Journey of 1,000 Years and stuff. I will get you that list when it's appropriate. We also have 2 new rock rumbles that I've got to sort through. And we also have Alice in Chains Facelift, Bob Seger Stranger in a Strange Town, and Alice Cooper's Welcome to My Nightmare. So nobody needs to suggest anything to me unless you want my anxiety to go off the fucking charts. Let's just get through Judas Priest, British Steel. Who's in?
With my suggestion, I'm in.
Scott, Dave, you're out on that one, Tommy. That will be the next one, and that will be, what is today? Fucking Saturday. We'll check with everybody's availability tomorrow, definitely taking off just because I feel like it. So everybody can enjoy their weekend, but make sure you get British Steel done.
And I'd just like to say that this video was brought to you by my suggestion, because I'm the one who suggested we do this album.
And Viagra.
Oh, the song from the Alice Cooper, Department of Youth, is what triggered my idea that Bob Ezrin had something to do with this album. That's what I was looking for.
All right. Anybody else got anything they want to add?
No.
Tommy, go out and watch Strangeland. Let me know what you think.
I'm going to tonight, most definitely, before I fall asleep. So
beautiful.
I need a.
All right, guys. Then I think we are done. Until next time. Thanks for watching.
Tunes, brothers, smash and grab.